I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. The Timberwolves again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one. Halliburton. And a wide open look for Siakam. And a miss there on the triple.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
And Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, Doris. He is so fun to watch.
Kev, this young man is special, and not only because of the flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability. To me, it's the joy he brings to the game and how that joy lifts his teammates around him. If you find the defense sleeping, Miles Turner has the length and athleticism to make that look easy.
Here's Edwards, and it's Mathurin with the rebound. Pass to Turner. Shoots over DiVincenzo. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Well, you just love how Miles Turner goes right up with it, right? No hesitation, catch and shoot.
Edwards inside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Benedict Mathurin. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. And I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
Now here's Edwards. And it's Mathurin with the rebound. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's DiVincenzo. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. And that one's on target from the wing.
Wow, they finally get it to go down on their 4th try.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Fades. Siakam's shot is off.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
Pass to DiVincenzo. No one near Randall as he lets it go. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in.
Yet another miss. Just 1 for 5. Not exactly an ideal start. Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Now here's Edwards. There's the drive.
Well, you're talking 6'11" and big-time length. Send it back, Mr. Turner.
Shot's good by Siakam.
Boy, that one was not easy. Every once in a while, you just make a tough shot.
And when you think back to that Sabonis Halliburton trade, Doris, it really worked out for both teams.
It's rare, Kevin, that you can talk about a, quote, win-win for both sides. Most trades are a little bit harder to evaluate because they involve more moving pieces. This was a straight-up one-to-one swap of young stars and positional fits for each side.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report.
Anthony Edwards is a physical force. This guy has the frame and the game to be an elite two-way player.
And so it's Indiana with it. Now, here's McConnell. Here's Shepherd. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
There's 1:40 left in the first. Pass to Toppin. And he uses the glass on the layup.
This guy very comfortable operating in the painted area. All Obi Toppin needs is a little bit of room to get that shot off.
Dillingham with it. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Out left to the wing. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
Timberwolves trail. Driving to the basket. And the slam dunk by Dillingham.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Now, here's McConnell. Nothing on the board. Now Dillingham. Toppin with the steal. Now the Pacers moving it up. Here's Nesmith. And the Pacers can't get it to go. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Shannon. Rejected by Walker.
An impactful defender. The young forward Walker is good at reading shooters and just stifling their offense.
Yeah, a lot of coaches might let you hear it for taking a three-pointer on the break, but I like the decision there. The D had already collapsed inside.
Dillingham with the bucket.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
Here's Reed. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Man, Naz Reid not only gets off his feet, does it in a hurry and with some strength.
You know, Doris, assists aren't just a point guard stat any longer, are they? A lot of big men in the league can distribute very well.
Yeah, Kev, it's really striking to me how multi-dimensional every single position in the NBA has become. As you said, bigs can pass. Point guards can attack the cup and score. The game is becoming more and more skilled.
And it's Mathurin missing. Minnesota in the lead. And here's Edwards from the arc. Knocks down the three ball. Edwards got 10 points.
And after that ragged first quarter, They're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Wow, you see the mobility. For a bigger guy, Siakam just glides around the court. What a drive.
And finished off by Edwards.
Oh, give me a little sauce. Anthony Edwards rise high and finish over the defender.
Here's Nembhard. That three off the mark.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Has to Gobert. Here's McDaniels. He has yet to score. 4 on the clock. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. The rebound by Turner. Pacers trailed by 4. You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin, and think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range, he's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
So it's Minnesota now, after Indiana gets the 3. With his first shot attempt, misses off the left iron. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for the Pacers. Mathurin. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And Edwards slams it in.
You better get out of the way. So much power from Anthony Edwards on that drive. Look out.
Offensive rebound. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Turner's got 6.
This guy is just working his tail off on the boards. You love the effort, love the energy.
Left side, Edwards. And here is DiVincenzo. Still scoreless. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Pass to Mathurin. Back to Halliburton. The 3. A rebound by the Timberwolves. To the middle. Here's McDaniels.
Oh, such an impressive athlete. Mr. McDaniels, send it in.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. He wants to talk to his guy. Indiana making some changes. Pacers trailed by 3. Now here's McConnell. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Edwards looking it over. Pass to DiVincenzo. Bangs home the trifecta. Now it's a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. A minute 42 left in the first half of the game. Here's Shannon. Scoreless thus far. Miller outside. Traps in the tray. Miller's got the lead up to 9 now for Minnesota.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Kicked away. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Dillingham with it. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Up again. Out to Miller. Three-pointer. Toppin pulls it in. Pacers trail by 9. To end the drought. And McConnell with the lay-in.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range. That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay?
Here's Shepard. Pass to Nesmith. Just 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's McConnell. Minnesota with the rebound.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Timberwolves leading by 11. And Greg, talk about a guy who can create for himself. Dillingham can already score on elite defenders.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Pass to Siakam. Outside Mathurin. All alone. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that'll be the 4th of this 5-game homestand.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Count that one. And it's 7 points here for Benedict Mathurin.
And inside, Mathurin makes great use of his agility, developing some instincts for how to get around in traffic.
Here's Edwards. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Miles Turner. And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
And Nembhard has it in the corner. Outside Mathurin. Minnesota with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Outside Edwards. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Pacers trail by 16. Siakam left side. Indiana moving the ball around. Halliburton outside. Pass to Nembhard. Shoots over McDaniel. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
I think his teammates understand that Anthony Edwards has every aspect of his offensive game working, so let's make sure he's got the basketball.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. Mathurin attacking. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Here's Edwards. Edwards with another miss.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
And the Pacers' doors last season trading for Pascal Siakam to complement this hungry team.
And Kevin, it's important in a couple of ways. First of all, he's a two-time All-Star who's got a championship pedigree. The other part of this is Indiana is an equal opportunity offense, so they want to share the basketball. But Pascal brings individual playmaking and shot making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league. Oh my goodness, the athleticism of Anthony Edwards on full display.
Some changes for Indiana. Pacers trailed by 17. Now Shepard, still yet to score. Here's Nesmith. Pass to Shepard. Here's Toppin. Walker in the corner. Shepard with the ball. Goes back up. He can't get that one.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Pass to Shepard. Back to Toppin. The three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Here's Dillingham. And it's McConnell with the rebound. Pacers trailed by 19.
Timberwolves foul. Second personal foul. First team foul.
1:11 left in the third quarter. Walker taking his time here. Beyond the arc. A shot off that time.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Dillingham with it. And it's Toppin picking him up. .44 seconds left here in the third quarter. Dillingham. Can't get it to go. He's made four and just missed his fourth. Pass to Walker. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. Walker's got his first basket of the night.
And Walker with the size and strength to straight up move you out of his way.
Here's Dillingham. Good. Nice job down low. Dillingham's got 10 points.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Alexander Walker. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He got into double digits for the... And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Pacers. 19-point game. On the wing, Mathurin. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by McDaniels.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
Oh, my goodness. Tyrese Halliburton twice on the pipe. Send it back defensively.
Indiana moving it around. Plays it up and banks it in.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
And here's Edwards from the arc. Edwards drawing the double team. Turner with the steal. It's Nembhard on the wing. Pass to Turner. Outside Mathurin. And such a nice move to make the basket work.
One thing you have to love is Benedict Mathurin's confidence. I don't care where he is on the floor. This guy will rise and fire.
Got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Ball stolen. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Siakam, a good look. And again, it's Indiana converting.
There's no hesitation in catch-and-shoot situations for Pascal Siakam. He has turned himself into a legitimate threat.
Picked by Randall. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. And the Timberwolves lead by 16.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
It's stolen by Edwards. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. DiVincenzo gets the bucket. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
I like their defense today, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
I think it's also important we have to acknowledge how many scoring opportunities they've created from their spectacular defense, getting a bunch of points off turnovers.
It's good. Edwards got 26 points.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Pass to Siakam. Stolen by McDaniels. Edwards with it. Halliburton picks him up. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you've got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
At the top of the key, Turner. And it's slammed in by Turner.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Timberwolves.
Outside Edwards. And Greg, everyone loves talking trades. Future first-round picks have been moved quite a bit of late, and that's been kind of interesting.
And, Kevin, a lot of teams that don't control any of their future first-round picks. With so much pressure to win now, GMs are willing to use draft assets.
They get it back. Shot clock at 6. Driving the lane. Tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Minnesota.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Anthony Edwards.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here's Nembhard. From outside, off the mark. Outside, Edwards. There's 37 seconds left in the game. Good on the shot. Edwards got 33.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
From outside the arc. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. With the drive, and Edwards slams it in.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over.
Only pop out.